it's Esther from Estyknits podcast, episode 15. How are you? Oh, I'm so glad to see you. I haven't podcasted in 2 weeks, so I got to finish something to show. I have a finished object today. That was the point of waiting so long. Anyway, we have some new people. Joan Jensen, Kim O'Sullivan, XL 397, and Lena's Design. I think it's Lena Design. And Kate Babbitt. She wrote me. She joined. She wrote me. She went to Ravelry. That was great. That's what I wish you all would do if you can. Go to Ravelry as well. And, get in touch with me there too. And then we can talk more often. Kate Babbitt said she likes all the books and TV show choices I make, and I think that's marvelous. Good, I'm glad someone does. I have another, I'll just say it right now, I guess. I watched a terrific show. This was on Netflix. It was free on Netflix, called Gunpowder, Treason, and Plot. Now, that's a terrible name. It's just awful, because it doesn't really tell you that it's the story of Mary Queen of Scots, how she got to be Mary Queen of Scots. It was very interesting. I knew nothing about the story. I need to learn more history. Now that I'm retired and have plenty of time, I need to know more history. I need to learn, But it was so well acted and so fun, so exciting. And I just love that old stuff, especially British stuff. So that was really good. I didn't know any of the actors, so, they're just actors I'd never heard of. But it was very good, very good. All right. Well, I'll start with the finished object. Oh, maybe you want to know about what I'm wearing. This is, I was telling you, I made so many summer things, in the past. Well, this is one of them. It's a cotton top-down raglan, very simple, very nice little V-neck, tiny V-neck, made out of some cotton and, what was it, a little bit of elastic, cotton elastic and, I don't know, some kind of acrylic from Webs. I got this very cheap. It was the cheapest. If you look on the Webs, the cheapest cotton they have in their own brands, the Valley brand. It's nice stuff. This is like 2 years old, maybe even 3. This might be 3 years old, and look, it's in good shape. It's been washed and worn and everything many times, but it's in good shape. It's good, good yarn. It was like $3 a ball. It's just great stuff. Very inexpensive, from Webs, which is www.yarn.com. That comes up as Webs. It's a store in New England here in the United States. Well, so anyway, I had a good time making this thing, but it was a lot of work. Oh my goodness. This is the campside shawl. And it has all these eyelets that get closer together as you go down the shawl. And way down there, they're real close together. And then it has a nice ribby. And I love the spine of it. Look how nice and straight and even that spine is. All it is a knit in the back. Knit the stitch in the back. And purl on the wrong side, and that's it. Well, then you knit in the back, but of course you make the increases right next to you increase, knit in the back of the spine, increase, and then purl on the back. And it makes that wonderful, neat spine. I love it. I'm going to do that more often. So it's a nice gold color. The yarn is Barocco Fiora. It's a lovely, bouncy, lovely yarn because it has cotton and nylon. And maybe it has a little alpaca, I believe. But the cotton and nylon, that's what makes it really squishy and bouncy. It's good. And yet it's not too hot. Oh my God. It's, you know, I can't wear it here in Reno now. It's really warm here now, but, you know, later on when it's just a little cool, this would be just the thing. You know, for the dead of winter, it probably wouldn't keep me very warm, but it's very pretty, though. Oh, I just love it. Sort of like a beehive or something. Oh, I just love it. I'll leave that on for a while. So I had a good time making that. It took a long time. And I went, because I liked using this yarn so much, I went and bought some blue. And then I got some other colors, too, for the future, for making pretty things. And I described to you a while back a bracelet I sent for that was like Thor's axe. It's a Scandinavian style bracelet. So it's made out of this stuff that's made to look like rope. This is silly, I know, but I love it. You just wrap it around your... Even though I'm a big lady, I have skinny little wrists, so it's hard for me to look at skinny little wrist. Bracelets are kind of droopy on me because I don't have a big enough wrist. I don't know why that is. Anyway, you like this, and you stick this in the loop, and you have a pretty Scandinavian bracelet. I just love it, with the nice symbol of Thor. Axe. I'm gonna get that in there. Yes. My sister and I both have done our DNAs, and it turns out I'm more Scandinavian than she is. I don't know how to understand DNA. I thought you got exactly half from your father, and she's only like 38 and I'm 47, so I don't understand that. But that's one way I beat her, yay. Oh, I'm making something else, and I'm almost done, but not quite. I tried to finish it for this episode, but I couldn't. It is a Mara shawl. It's a very nice pattern. It is the Mara shawl, and it is free on Ravelry. I'll show you some more pictures of it. It's lovely. It's just simple garter down to the bottom, and then you do some ribbing, some 1x1 ribbing, and then you stop and you do 4 inches of 2x2 ribbing. Oh, it's pretty. It just is a nice bottom to it. See, that's how it looks. Isn't that nice? It's for the winter. I thought it could be a nice gift or a charity shawl, you know. I made it out of this nice, really light gray, almost white, light gray. And then down there is all the ribbing. It's just very plain, very plain. I just like it because it's kind of elegant. It's not fancy whatsoever, and yet I think it's going to be attractive when it's done. See, here's the 1x1 ribbing, and then followed by this 2x2. That's kind of interesting. And it's kind of small. It'll probably end up being like maybe at 50 inches across. It's not a giant shawl. It'll be like this, just for your shoulders, you know, your neck. And I'll probably keep it myself. I love it. I really like it. I've always wanted to have just a white, this isn't exactly white, but as close to white as I want, shawl with no fanciness in it, no lace, no nothing. Just nice white color, and just this nice plain, and it's very pretty, I thought. So that'll be done next time I see you. That's what I'm working on now. Also, I told you I was doing my, what do they call it? Cozy Memories blanket. Mm-hmm. It's just a little sock yarn blanket to me. It's a sock yarn blanket. I was doing it I put it by the tail of my chair so I could do it while I watched television with my husband. So that worked out real well. Every time I sit in the chair, just reach down, do a little square. So I got a lot done. Got quite a bit done. So it'll, you know, if I just be patient, which is hard, and just go one square at a time, one row of squares at a time, and just keep moving. This will be a nice blanket someday. Very. And I've noticed it gets heavier the more squares, which I guess most people go, duh, of course. What else? Well, I didn't think of that before. When I had just one little row, I went, what kind of blanket is this? This is too light. This won't keep you, well, I think it will keep you kind of warm. Not super duper, but it certainly is colorful and it's fun to make. And I have plenty of sock scraps. I'm using size 2 double points to knit, to make it. Sock yarn with size 2 needles. It's working out very well. It's fun to decide what color to put next. You just go, let's see, yeah, that'll go. And you know, you try not to have the same color be next to each other or any of that. I have blues, but they're not exactly the same. This is one of my favorite yarns, this purpley one. Ooh, that's pretty. I love it. And this one, God, I've had this yarn forever. This is old-fashioned yarn from Lion brand. You probably remember this yarn, sock yarn. It's a fake jacquard thing. It was popular maybe 15 years ago or so for socks and stuff. And I saved one ball all this time. And let's see, anything interesting over here? This is a really neat ball of Noro sock yarn. It's real earth colors, and every time you make a square, it'll look different. It looks like a different yarn. It's not. It's the same yarn. This yarn is the same as this one. It just changes so much. Let's see if there's another one like it. Yeah, here's another one. It's different. That brown one, and then this brown one, and that one. No. This one. They're all in the same ball. So you kind of get best of all worlds there. The same ball, different patterns. You can stick them in all over the place. That's getting to be fun. Yeah, I'm such a complainer. And then I try something and then it's better. This works out fine. All right. I don't have a lot more. You know, let's see. I had lunch with my sister yesterday in Fernley. That's a little town, half hour from here. And you drive on this little freeway and a little highway, like, and oh, it's just a beautiful area. Nothing but rolling hills and little mining towns. And you pass the river runs through, the Truckee River. That's our main river here. It runs through there as you go. You know, you see a little peak of the river once in a while. All these lovely hills, and sometimes you see deer or those other animals with antlers out there. But I didn't this time. I didn't see any animals. And it was just a beautiful day. Big, white, fluffy clouds in the blue sky and the beautiful hills. And they're very green now because we had so much rain this year. We had super duper amount of rain. That's just wonderful. So the hills are brown plus green, which is nice for Nevada. Usually it's just brown. Both my sister and I are from the San Francisco Bay Area, and we both were saying how happy we were that we moved up here. Although we didn't know each was moving here, we moved here separately. But we're saying how glad we ended up here, you know. Number one, to see each other so easily, and number two, just because it's lovely. And my sister used to have allergies, tons of allergies. She just couldn't be at peace, you know. Her skin would break out. Oh, I remember she would be itchy and scratchy and have asthma and everything else. And up here she has nothing. The symptoms went away up here in the mountains, in the desert, high desert. So I'm happy for her. The only thing she can't stand that didn't go away was her allergy to cats. So she can't come over to my house because I have a cat. And that kitty is everywhere. One of these days she's going to jump on my lap and you can see her. I hope so. I want you to see her. She's a rascal. She's pretty. She's my kitty. All right. I found a pattern that I really want to make. You know, that Marshall's almost done. I'm I'd like to make that. I think that's so pretty. Because see, it has 1, 2, 3 spines until you get down here. And then the middle one branches out again. I think that's so interesting. Look at that. It makes a nice wavy edge, too. And you can use any yarn, any needles you want. She just had this multicolored thing. I think she used sock yarn. I had a big ball of souvenir yarn. I got this in Ketchikan, Alaska, when we were up there on vacation. And it was made up there. No, it wasn't made up there. The yarn wasn't made. It was dyed. The lady dyed this herself up there. And I thought that was so pretty. All different shades of blue and a lot of turquoise. And so I thought I would try to make this with it. And then if there's not enough, this is the only ball of it I have. And I tried to get more, and when I moved down, and she didn't dye anymore. She dyed different colors, so, you know, this is it. But I have other Malabrigo blues and greens that I think would go fine with this. I could add them in like stripes, just like hers. And I thought I would give that a shot. Try to... Did you ever have a day or so when you could not knit for beans? A day when you tried to cast on and make something and you would end up knitting with the tail, or dropping your stitches, or losing your markers, or the marker moved and you're putting a spine all over the place, different, but you know. I've had that day yesterday and today even. I tried to start this shawl 4 times, and there's some big stupid goof up every time. It's like some days my brain doesn't work or something, or my knitting brain doesn't work. I don't get it. I've had these days before where nothing works out. It is ridiculous. But I hope later on tonight I can just settle down, peaceful, cast on, and start going. This pattern, it's a little crazy. Look, it has directions for each line. It doesn't say just do this for 5 rows. No, it lists it out for 5 times. The same thing. And my goodness, you have to be lazy to do this, don't you? Well, I guess I'll do it. I'll just put a post-it under each one, you know. Do number 1, and then move the post-it down and down. But my goodness, how lazy do you think we are? Pretty lazy, I guess. Excuse me, I'll have a little drink. This is my lemonade. Starbucks here in the States sells green tea lemonade. It is so good. Green tea lemonade with some sweetener. I usually have them put Splenda in there. But I decided, why can't I make this at home too? So I got some green tea, brewed it, you know, made so like there's 4 cups of tea there, kind of strong. And then I poured a bunch of lemonade in there. Got a gallon of lemonade at the store. And then I put some sweetener. It tastes delicious. And I put ice. It's just like Starbucks. I love it. Another one, that's my favorite drink. Another of my favorite drinks is cold, unsweetened mint tea. Oh, I love that. It has such a refreshing flavor. It makes you feel good. For some reason, I think somebody told me it's good for your digestion. I think Mim in, not Morro Bay, Pacific Grove, told me that mint tea is good for your digestion. That must be why it makes me feel so good to drink it. I just feel at ease or at peace or something. Real cold iced mint tea is delicious. Okay, have you seen Brownberry lately? Have you seen the Brownberry Chronicles lately? It is marvelous. She sort of revamped it. She's added a person, another lovely, beautiful young lady like herself. They're doing it together. They're going to yarn stores and interviewing people in yarn stores. It's very interesting. And of course, they're making beautiful things. They're on Instagram as well. They're good. You ought to give the Brownberry Chronicles a try, especially lately with the new girl edition. Sorry, I don't remember her name. And what other one is good? Grocery Girls is so much fun. Oh, my word, they're fun. I'll probably get in trouble for this, but I think Sticks and Twine has gotten boring. He's not talking about knitting as much as he used to. He's talking about contests and other sidebar stuff. I don't know, he's sort of gone not as interesting as he was. More podcasts. The No Name podcast, I've talked about that before. That continues to be wonderful. She is such a good girl. From Denmark, I believe. I hope I'm not getting them mixed up. There's one from Iceland and one from Denmark. I get them mixed up. Yeah, she's from Denmark. The one from Iceland is the Arctic Knitter. That is good too. Very good. She has a baby. She makes little baby clothes. They're so cute. She does very good work. She has a nice podcast from Iceland. I guess that's about it. Glad to see you. Let's see. I want to say special hi to Mrs. Rothar in Germany. I hope I said her name. Yes, one of my favorite members from Bavaria. How are you doing? I haven't heard from her in a while. And Janice Staniforth. We wrote to each other once and then she disappeared. Poof. So I don't know what happened to Janice. She stopped writing. You know, anybody, if you want to be my friend and write to me or, you know, have us do a one-on-one thing, just get in touch with me on Ravelry and we can do that. You know? I like it. I like all you ladies. Mitzi Curry, I saw her on Instagram recently. Let me get that name. Let me get all you guys. I'm not saying all you guys' names because there's 111 of us now, so. Carola Rothar, yeah, that's her name. I wish we could meet someday. Coming over there and climb some mountains with you. Elaine Peters, I'll just name some. Katrina Webb. Lynn A. Heather Bryan. Dottie Dot. I love that name. Dottie Dot, what do you look like? Lucy B. Lori Dubois from the Chickenwood podcast. That's a nice podcast. Have you seen that? The Chickenwood podcast. Very interesting. She's skilled. She's totally skilled. And she does other things like spinning and, you know, things I don't do. Carolyn Campbell in Brisbane, Australia. Where you been? She wrote me one time, real funny note, and then long time no hear, Carolyn Campbell. Okay, well, I will see you next Wednesday, I guess, because I'll have this white one done and a bunch of other little doodads for you. All right, nice talking to you. Bye.